Hey kids, Shua here. Once again, it's time for another episode of the Bible, an atheist point of view. I am your host, Shua, and I'm reading from the Bible, one chapter at a time. One from this cover to this cover. This cover's kind of fucked up. Good thing there's duct tape, right? For the mere fact that I think it's absolutely hysterical every single time I read the fucking thing. I mean, totally bullshit to begin with, and that's probably why it makes it so funny. But I ad-lib when I can, and I try to make jokes when I can. So just follow along, and I'll try to go as fast as I can, because these fucking videos are too long as it is. Now, let's start that bumper music, shall we? And we're keeping it funky. Alright, where I left off is Joshua! Chapter 9. Verse 1. And as soon as all the kings were beyond the Jordan, in the hill country and in the lowland, all along the coast of Great Sea, toward Lebanon, the Hittites, the Hittites, the Amorites, the Canaanites, the Perizzites, the Hivites, and the Jebusites heard of this. They heard it through the grapevine. Verse 2, they gathered together as one fight against Joshua and Israel. Verse 3, but when the inhabitants of Gibeah heard what Joshua had done to Jericho and to Ai. Verse 4, they on their part acted with cunning. Such villains. And went and made ready provisions and took worn out sacks for their donkeys and wineskins. Worn and torn and mended. Beat the shit up even. Verse 5, with worn out patched sandals on their feet. They were pretty poor, you know. And worn out clothes. And all their provisions were dry and crumbly. Crumbly? Interesting way to describe this shit. It's crumbly. It's got crumbs everywhere. Were the provisions cookies? What? Verse 6, and they went to Joshua in the camp at Gilgal, and said to him, and to the men of Israel, we have come from a distant country. Yeah, sure they did. So now, that's like a whole 20 miles away, right? That's distant. And so now, make a covenant with us. Verse 7, but the men of Israel said to the Hivites, perhaps you live among us. Then how can we make a covenant with you? Right? Verse 8, then they said to Joshua, we are your servants. And Joshua said to them, who are you, and where do you come from? They said to him, from a very distant country your servants have come because of the name of the Lord your God. For we have heard a report of him. A report? The report. We received the report. And all that he did in Egypt. Verse 10. And all that he did to the two kings of the Amorites, who were beyond the Jordan, to Sihon, to the king of Heshbon, and to Og, the ogre, the king of Bashan, who lived in Ashtaroth. Verse 11, so our elders and all the inhabitants of our country said to us, take provisions in your hand for the journey and go to meet them, and say to them, we are your servants. Come now, make a covenant with us. And have us swallow the teeth. Verse 12, here's our bread. Notice it is white and not wheat. It was still warm when we took it from our houses and as our food for the journey on the day we set out to come to you. But now, behold, it is dry and crumbly. Well, you should have put it in a Ziploc bag. Verse 13, these wineskins were new when we filled them, and behold, they have burst. Burst? What are they, balloons? And these garments and sandals of ours are worn out from the very long journey. Full 20 miles. Well, it's cubits back then, so. Verse 14. So the men took some of their provisions, but did not ask counsel from the Lord. Verse 15. And Joshua made peace with them, and made a covenant with them, to let them, and the leaders of the congregation swore to them, those motherfuckers, them. Verse 16, at the end of the 3 days after they had made a covenant with them, they heard that they were their neighbors and that they lived among them. Them. It's all about them. Verse 17, and the people of Israel set out and reached their cities on the third day. Now their cities were Gibeon, Shapria, what? Chapria, Beeroth, Kiriath, Jearim. Such colorful names for cities. Verse 18, but the people of Israel did not attack them, because the leaders of the congregation had sworn to them by the Lord, the God of Israel. They, all the congregation, murmured against the leader. Murmured. Verse 19, and all the leaders, it's a funny word, murmured. But all the leaders said to all the congregation, we have sworn to them by the Lord, your God, Israel. And now we may not touch them. Alright, can't touch this. Can't touch them. Stop! Verse 20, this we will do to them. Let them live, lest wrath be upon us because of the oath that we swore to them. Verse 21, and the leader said to them, let them live, so they became cutters of wood and drawers of water. You say they're like lumberjacks or something, right? Jars of water, oh, they can fetch it. For all the congregation, just as the leaders had said of them. Verse 22. Joshua summoned them, and he said to them, why did you deceive us, saying, we are very far from you when you dwell among us, you bastards! You live just down the fucking street. Verse 23, now therefore you are cursed, and some of you shall never be anything but servants, cutters of wood, and drawers of water for the house of my God. Lowly woodcutter. You lowly water drawer. Verse 24, they answered to Joshua, because it was told to your servants for certainty that the Lord your God has commanded his servant Moses to give you all the lands and to destroy all the inhabitants of the land from before you. So we feared greatly for our lives because of you and did this thing. The thing. What is the thing, you say? Verse 25, and now behold, we are with your hand. Whatever seems good and right in your sight to do to us, do it. Just fucking do it, man. You can do it. You can do it all night. Verse 26, so he did this to them and delivered them out of the hand of the people of Israel, and they did not kill him. What? They didn't kill him? Whoa! There's a first. Verse 27, but Joshua made them that day cutters of wood and drawers of water for the congregation and for the altar of the Lord to this day in the place that he should be. Isn't that just fucking awesome? I mean, he didn't kill them. He just made them slaves instead. Well, kids, once again, this is Shua, and this has been the Bible and an atheist point of view.